What's going on, ASOP family? This your boy Truth, and that's short for Truth Over Narrative. Today, we got a special guest, Matchroom Boxing's own 154-pound rising star, Mr. Caoimhin Black Thunder Agyarko. What's going on, champ?
I'm good, thanks. Yeah, just wrapped camp up today, so looking forward to fighting next Saturday.
Okay. All right, cool, man. So, we got a couple questions, man. Definitely welcome to ASOP Boxing Talk. We appreciate having you. I've been following you for a while, man. I've been definitely, in your Twitter feed and all of that, man. Definitely appreciate what you do. And I'm a big fan, man. I'm a huge fan. So I appreciate this
Thank
interview.
you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. All right, man. So so tell me about your background and how your family, how you get to Ireland.
Yeah, so I was born in London. I lived there until I was 7,
Okay.
and my mum's from Belfast, from Ireland. So whenever I was 7, she just wanted to move back to Belfast. So yeah, we relocated, and I've been living there ever since.
Okay. So now obviously, I'm here in America, you know what I mean? And it's a lot of black people here depending on where you at. And so just me even hearing like you're interesting just period, because it's like a black guy from Ireland. So that's just interesting in itself. I don't know if you like could look at it from the outside looking in. But have you had to deal with like any racism like growing up, because like where you from, where you live at, things of that nature?
Yeah, whenever I moved to Belfast, there wasn't many black or mixed race families in Belfast. I moved there about 2005, so it was different for me. It was different for the people of Belfast.
Mm.
But yeah, of course, I think anywhere you go in the world, you're always going to face some sort of racism. Thankfully, I didn't face it to the point where I was bullied or anything like that. But
Yeah.
you get small-minded people growing up that would throw racist comments at you just because they don't really know any better and they're
Yeah.
uneducated. But yeah, it wasn't something major.
Okay, and I seen somewhere that you said that you kind of got more stick for being from London than being black. I guess you said that somewhere.
Yeah, do you know what? It's obviously in Ireland or in Belfast anyway. Um, there's a divide between the two communities, the Catholic side and the Protestant side.
Okay,
Obviously, Northern Ireland is ruled um, by the British government, basically. So
okay,
it's a British country. So yeah, so it's a lot of history. So yeah, I classify myself as Irish, despite being born in London.
yeah,
For me, I have no choice of where I was born. My mum's Irish. I've always represented Ireland. But yeah, I always get people coming on Twitter and whatnot trying to tell me about me.
hmm
But it's one of them things.
yeah. No, I understand. So, around what age were like you introduced to the sport of boxing?
7 years old. When I was 7, my mum so basically a couple months after I'd moved to Belfast, my mum had brought me to the boxing gym to
Uh,
show me where my uncle used to box, and it was obviously across the road from where my mum grew up and where my granny's house was. So yeah, I just walked into the gym at 7 years old. There was no kind of intentions of me going in to join the gym. It was just to show me where my uncle used to box, and um, yeah, I put boxing gloves on and I haven't looked back.
yeah, nah, that's dope. So during that time, obviously you 7 years old, you obviously getting older, and you in the gym. Did your coach or your trainers, did they have you looking at certain fighters in particular, or was it just kind of like, hey, we in the gym, you're gonna learn the craft, and then we're just gonna move forward like that?
Yeah, it was just kind of, it wasn't really to study any certain fighter.
Mhm.
When I joined the gym, it was me and my brother, and we were kind of classified as Muhammad Ali and Joe Fraser. He
Yeah,
was the one that was naturally gifted. He had the
mhm.
natural ability, and I walked in a small fat kid that could just fight.
Yeah,
I would just love to have a tear up. So I think growing up, I kind of, because I was kind of portrayed in that way as a Joe Fraser kind of fighter.
yeah.
I used to watch people like Joe Fraser, Mike Tyson, stuff
Okay.
like that. The hard hitters,
Yeah.
the certain fighters that could have a tear up.
Okay. Yeah, nah, for sure. So, and obviously, like, we got our guys over here, like we got our Shakur Stevensons, our Keyshawn Davises, the guys that we kind of know are going to be very good pros because of the way their amateur career went. So when I was doing my research on you, I seen you had a very, very good amateur career. So can you talk to me about the success you had in your amateur career, and are there any fighters that's maybe rising or on a pro level today that you've actually fought during your amateur career?
Yeah, I had a roughly 150 amateur fights.
Hmm.
I won 6 national titles. I boxed for Ireland in the World European Championships. I boxed in the WSB. Yeah, I had a lot of amateur experience. And fought all over the world on the international scene. I actually was at a couple competitions with Shakur Stevenson. I never fought him. I was always heavier, but we were kind of very friendly whenever we were at
Yeah,
certain competitions. But yeah, I mean, I fought Jonathan Navarro. I don't know if you know him.
yeah, I know who that is.
He's same with Golden Boy, I think. Is it Kay Cohill? He's same with Matchroom at super middle light heavy. Knocked out um, the Olympic champion in the Olympics, La Cruz.
Oh, you're talking about Khalil Cole.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
So
from
I
Jersey.
actually
I'm from Jersey too. Yeah.
Right, okay, yeah. So I actually fought him twice, and he beat me on a split decision. At the end of my amateur career, I moved up to 81 kilo.
Okay.
I shouldn't have been at light heavyweight, but it was just
Yeah.
one of them things. I'd won the nationals at light heavyweight, and I fought him twice. So yeah, I fought a couple
Okay.
Americans. Um, I think uh, the only person that beat me is Cohill. So
Yeah.
um, but yeah, no, yeah, like I said, I had a lot of amateur experience fighting all around the world and fought with some great talents that are
Yeah.
in the pro game.
Word. So obviously, I mean, you had a highly touted amateur career, but at at what point of your career, I mean, I guess maybe I'm pretty sure it was during the amateurs, but at what point of your career did you realize, like, yo, I think I'm better than a lot of these guys. Like, I could do this for real.
Well, I knew that I wanted to be I knew when I went to the World Championships in 2011, when I was only 14, 15 years old, that I wanted to be a boxer. This is the path that I wanted, the career path I want to go down. I knew that if I worked hard enough, that I had the talent to be at the top of the sport.
Mhm.
Um, and then yeah, in terms of turning professional, when I didn't qualify for the Rio Olympics, I said to myself that I was going to give myself two years as an amateur, and then I was going to turn pro. Obviously, I got picked. I won at the nationals elite, and then I got picked to fight in the WSB. And just over the five round format, it suited my style perfectly,
Yeah.
and it kind of gave me the taste to turn professional. And yeah, that was my last, obviously, kind of amateur fight, and I turned professional after that.
No, for sure. Okay, so obviously I don't know where you was at in your amateur career on this time, but and then a little sore subject, but we were on back May 1st, 2017. You with your girlfriend, y'all at McDonald's, and something happened. You get stabbed or you get sliced. What you remember about that? Can you walk me through that?
Yeah, so I just actually come back from Paris a couple of days before that. I was out in Paris and I fought in a tough multi-nation tournament where I won the gold medal.
Okay.
And I was actually meant to fight in a international fight the week after against America. And
Mm,
I was kind of just out with my ex-girlfriend, and yeah, we left the club early. We weren't drinking, and we went to get some food, and unfortunately one thing led to another. A group of about 30 lads had started an argument with me for no reason, and obviously me kind of having a lot of pride and being a fighter and stuff. I wasn't gonna back down or be
yeah,
intimidated just
yeah.
because there was a lot more of them.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, they started an argument and attacked me. And unfortunately, I ended up getting stabbed on the side of my face, my neck. Yeah, and I was an inch from death, so I count my blessings.
Yeah. And so and was that like kind of in like your hometown?
Yeah, that was in my hometown, Belfast. Yeah, which is very strange because you don't see a lot or hear a lot of stabbings happen in Belfast.
Yeah. Yeah, nah. So how was that recovery process? And then did that kind of change you, what I mean, going forward in life afterwards?
Yeah, definitely. Mentally, it affected me massively. Had a massive impact on my life, on my career. Um, I was out of the ring for 5-6 months. I made my comeback. Thankfully, I got back to winning ways, but it was always in the back of my mind. Like, obviously, I've never had 4 or 5 months off training ever in my career. So it was whenever I was training to get back to that, it was, am I still the same fighter? Will this affect me? Will this cut open up again? Stuff going through my mind, and thankfully I got back to winning ways. But yeah, mentally it did affect me. I hit rock bottom, and I went through some dark times. Do you know what I mean? I nearly lost my life. Kind of my world was kind of flipped upside down. I didn't know what was happening in my career. I had to leave my job. Obviously the trauma of getting stabbed and kind of wanting revenge, and I was at a stage where I had to make a very wisely decision whether I was gonna seek revenge and get payback for them who stabbed me, or go down the right path and continue my career and kill them with success. And thankfully I'd done that.
No, that makes sense. That's dope, man. A lot of times, man, especially that ego. So what you was talking about with not backing down, we call that not taking no shorts. So they was messing with you, but you like, you know what? I don't care how many of y'all it is. I ain't taking a short today. But and granted, you know, as men, we are like that. But you know, like you said, it's better that because now the success is would have outweighed that revenge that you would have got, because you could have got some revenge and it could have put you in a particular situation or place. But what you're doing now is way more important, and that's doubling any kind of revenge that you could have got before, man. That's very smart. So after your amateur career is over, like I said, I know you were a highly touted amateur. So I mean, are promoters beating your door down, or and how did you end up with Frank Warren?
Yeah. So when I was looking to turn pro, Frank had heard about me. Eddie Hearn had heard about me, but Eddie actually says in an interview that when he just signed me that I was an unknown quantity, so he didn't sign me. And then once he seen me fight, he was like, "Oh shit, I fucked up." But yeah, and he says you don't really get these opportunities that come around twice. I've got the opportunity to say him again, and I jumped at that. But yeah, so when I joined my gym in Bromley, Frank Warren, someone from Frank Warren's representative wanted to come down, have a chat with me, and see me train and stuff, and see me spar, and they done that, and they wanted to sign me straight away.
No, for sure. Okay, so one thing that I liked about you, man, when I'm watching you, man, and it seemed like you went away from it a little bit, but I mean, you fight orthodox well, you fight southpaw well. So the southpaw thing, I think you got a little away from that a little bit. Maybe some training things, but I see you don't really switch as much as you used to. But you fight orthodox well, you fight southpaw well, and you a hell of a body puncher, man. So talk to me about your boxing style and your mindset just going into the ring.
It's very funny because my boxing style, I'm an aggressive counter puncher.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not an all-out aggressive fighter. I'm actually better on the back foot than I am going forward.
Mm-hmm.
But no one's seen that side of my game, because when I go in there and I hit them, they kind of want to just move and survive. They're in survival mode. But I think with this opponent that I've got next, he'll come to fight, and that will allow me to box a bit more, use my footwork, my fast hands and stuff like that. And you'll see me in this fight. You'll see me change it, turn and circle a lot more.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say my style. I'm an aggressive counter puncher, and my best attribute is my mind. I'm someone that can adopt to any certain style, and I can adopt very quickly. But yeah, I'm a hard hit. I'm someone that's kind of I've got a bit of everything. I've got fast hands, fast feet.
Yeah.
I like to use my angles. I can turn southpaw orthodox, and I punch hard enough. I'm a very explosive fighter. So I like to say I'm a universal fighter, because I'm somebody that can do everything.
For sure. And definitely one thing that I noticed about you, man, like I'm sitting here talking to you right now, man, you seem like a cool guy, man, but when you get in that ring, man, you turn that shit on. I'm not gonna lie, man, and I think that's what really, like, you know what I mean, because you get in the ring, man, you turn that heat up, man. So with that power and explosiveness, is that something that you always had in you, or is that something that you kind of, because it's like you just turn a switch on, man, and you powerful, you dominant in there? Is that something that you always had, or is that something that you kind of had to, or was trained? Was that something that was trained to come out of you?
It was something that I've always had, but it's something that my amateur coach adjusted slightly. So I used to be a an all-out aggressive fighter when I was a kid, and I used to just love to have a tear up. And my amateur coach took me away from that and says, okay, from now on, we're just going to box on the back foot. We're going to be a counter puncher. So for six months to a year, we just practiced counter punching. And then my coach took me away from that and said, okay, now we're going to do both. We're going to be a counter puncher and aggressive fighter. So I've been able to adopt to both styles.
Okay.
But I always say, like I said, if you see me spar, if you come to my gym, you see me spar, you won't see me go forward once I'm a counter puncher. I love boxing on the back foot. I love making people miss and making them look silly. And I keep saying to myself, I'm going to show everyone how good of a technical boxer I am.
Yeah.
But when I walk to that ring, it's seek and destroy. Something, like we say, something switches, and I don't know what it is. Something just switches, and it's like, hey, bro, they're gonna hurt me, or I'm gonna hurt them, and I'm not getting hurt. Do you know what I mean? You're not taking food off my table, so I just like to inflict pain. But yeah, there's an inner beast that comes out of me in the fight, and something just switches, and you see that explosive puncher.
For sure. So now during training, man, so kind of talk to me about what's kind of like your favorite thing to do while you in training or while you in camp, and like what's your least favorite thing to do, like in camp or in training?
My least favorite thing to do is run. I don't know if there's any fighters that love running. I like sprints. I like doing sprints and stuff like that. But long runs, it's boring. It just bores me. But of course, I do them. And my favorite thing is probably sparring. I love sparring. I love hitting the pads. I love just being in the gym. I'm someone that loves my job. This is what I do. I'm thankful. Thankfully, I'm someone who's blessed enough to have a job that they enjoy. That it's a hobby. Do you know what I mean? This isn't. I get to train. Do you know what I mean? That's my job. I train and beat people up. That's it. You know, and I get paid for it. So it doesn't really seem like a job to me. So I'm just someone that loves being in the gym and learning my craft and perfecting my craft and learning something new every day.
Yeah. And that's kind of crazy. That kind of lead me into my next question, because I was going to ask you, I mean, obviously I've only seen you fight 10 rounders. But it seemed like your cardio was always there. So for a guy that hate to run, I never really see you like even looking like you're about to gas out. So what's I mean, obviously besides the running, what's some things that you do for your cardio, man? Because it's always seemed like you in prime shape when you win these fights.
Yeah, well, like tonight I had my last tough session. Kind of the tough sessions that I do is the reason why my cardio is so good. Like I had a 15-20 minutes skip to warm up, 6 round shadow boxing, 8 rounds on the pads, high intensity, 4 rounds on the bags, high intensity, and then I come out and I do a 20-minute run at high intensity. So I'm always fit, I'm always in shape, and yeah, I haven't gassed yet in a fight. And yeah, my cardio is good.
Yeah, and I don't know, man, because you let Twitter tell it, man. Your last at least 2 or 3 fights, man. It seemed like you having a hard time finding sparring, man. So what's going on with that, man? Because I always see you on Twitter like, hey, man, I need some sparring or these guys, they flaked on me. I can't get no sparring. So what's up with that?
I think I might be beating people up too much. I've injured a couple of my sparring partners this camp. Broke one of their eye sockets. Yeah, and it's one of them things. But I'm not someone that spars hard all the time, because no one wins in sparring. Sparring, you don't get paid for sparring. You don't get a belt for sparring. Do you know what I mean? Sparring's to go in there and learn and practice new things. And I'm not someone that goes in to beat my opponents up or win a spar. Go in there to learn whether or practice whatever I'm trying to learn in the gym. But yeah, I don't know why it is, but nobody wants to spar me. We've asked for high level sparring. We've offered to pay people for sparring, and yeah, I just found it very, very tough getting sparring partners.
So I seen that, and I actually went to this fight too in Dallas. But I seen that you sparred Billy Joe when he was getting ready for the Canelo fight. How was that?
Yeah, that was an amazing experience for me. Obviously, Eddie Hearn likes to call me the Irish Canelo. So yeah, it was an amazing experience for me. I was his main sparring partner for the Canelo fight, and it was obviously an honor for me to go and spar Billy Joe and help him prepare for the biggest fight of his career against, for me, the pound for pound best in the sport. So yeah, it was unbelievable. And it let me know what kind of level I'm at and that I can hold my own against world champions.
For sure. So speaking to Eddie Hearn, man, obviously Here in America, a lot of people are not fond of Eddie Hearn, but like I said, somebody like me, I'm able to appreciate boxing for what it is. I see he's done a lot of things for women's boxing, especially. And then even you now being over there, it seems like your fights are on a more higher profile than it was when you was with Frank. So talk to me about your relationship with Eddie and how you think he's moving you as far as your career is concerned.
Yeah, I think he's doing a great job with me. Everything that we discussed whenever I'd signed the contract, he is living up to. Do you know what I mean? He's had me on two massive cards. He's had me on two Irish cards, so building my profile with the Irish fight fans. And then he's got me on another massive card with Chisora Pulev, and he plans on bringing me back home to Belfast and also bringing me out to the States to fight. So I can't fault what Eddie's doing for me right now. He's kept me active. This will be my third fight in 8 months, my second title fight. So yeah, what he's doing with me right now, I'm very happy with, and he obviously rates me very highly, and he's put a lot of belief in me, and he's given me the opportunity. So it's just my job to go out there and perform and keep on putting on good performances and climbing the rankings.
For sure. So now you officially just moved down to 154 pounds. So kind of talk to me about what went into that decision to move down to 154, and then also did you double take when you realized that when you moved down, you was ranked like number 10 in the WBA at 160?
Do you know, was it you that told me I was ranked number 10?
Yeah, it was me.
Yeah,
I did take that.
I didn't. I was actually in the training session, and I'd seen I was just about to start, and I'd seen that I got a notification, so I quickly checked it. I think, bro, I'm number 10 in the world. But I didn't even know. So yeah, no, the decision to move down to 154 is something that I've been thinking about for a long time. My coach wanted me to move down. Eddie wanted me to move down, but I didn't see the need to, because I was knocking people out in the middleweight division.
Yeah.
And I always said to myself that I don't need to kill myself to make weight.
Yeah.
I'd rather get the best out of my performances. But I probably was making the middleweight a bit too easily.
Okay.
It should always be some sort of challenge, and it wasn't easy, but it wasn't tough. I was just comfortable. I was eating the morning of the weigh-in. When I say eating, I was like eating healthy meals.
Yeah.
Like a healthy breakfast, while people would be trying to train to lose weight. So, Eddie said to me after my last fight, "How about we move down to 154? What do you think about it?" And I said, "Yeah, I'd never turn down a challenge, and if that's what my team want me to do, and I can feel like I can make the weight. I've got a new nutritionist in. He ran the numbers and said, yeah, we can make the weight.
Yeah.
And so I'm literally 8 pounds over tonight after a session. I've still got 1 week to go. That's like, you know what I mean? I know people that's 8 pound over the night before the weigh-in, you know what I'm saying? So I can clearly make the weight. It's not going to be easy, but I can make the weight. And once I make this weight and I perform well and I'm step at light middle, I'm going to be a force to reckon with at light middle. I'm going to be a big light middle. And the advantage will now be with me, instead of giving the middleweights that are coming down from light heavy, super middle to make middleweight. You know what I mean? They've always had the advantage, so now I'm going to have the advantage.
I don't know, champ, because last week you posted that you was 10 pounds over. So I'm thinking we might be able to see you at 147 or something.
No, we cut it at 154.
No, I'm messing with you. But I did see you post it. I was like, damn, last week I was like, yeah, I'm only 10 pounds out. I'm like, shit, got 2 weeks to go. So I mean,
exactly. So
that's scary.
That's what I mean. Like I'm a proper professional. I you know what I mean? My nutritionist gives me a diet. I follow it. And yeah, I was 73.2 kilo tonight. Do you know what I mean? So I've got to be 69.9. Do you know what I mean? And I'm still drinking 4 liters of water a day, eating healthy meals. So yeah, I'll make it. I think 154. I was just joking about it. Or 147. Sorry. But yeah, no, I think light middleweight, super welterweight is my division.
For sure. So now, going into your next fight, I don't know how to say the guy's name, so I ain't gonna butcher it. But what I do see is that the dude he's 28-4-1. He's never been stopped. And I think his last 2 losses came to Anthony Fowler and then Hugo Centeno Jr. But the Hugo Centeno fight was at like 160, if I'm not mistaken. So this guy never been stopped before. He only got 5 stoppages, so we know he's not tough. But if you could get a stoppage in your first fight at 154, what kind of message do you think that sends to the 154-pound division?
Yeah, I think it'll send a big message, especially against an opponent that's never been stopped. He's fought at 160 against someone like Furler, who's known for being a
Yeah,
puncher. So yeah, I think if I can stop this guy at 154, my first fight, and he's never been stopped, it shows that I'm a real force to be reckoned with, and the 154 division isn't going to like my power.
for sure. Now, listen. Now, the difference. I'm a hardcore guy. I'm a hardcore boxing guy, champ, and I'm really into rankings. Like, obviously, I sent you that because I'm heavy into the rankings. Now, Matchroom has 8 fighters in the top 15 in the WBA at 154. 8
Okay.
guys. So y'all got, as far as the WBA concerned and Matchroom fighters, y'all got WBA on lock. So after this fight, will you be looking to kind of maybe challenge one of those guys for one of those spots? Or do you think you might need another kind of tune-up fight at 154 before you actually go in and is looking to, challenge some guys for those spots in that WBA ranking?
We got to see how I perform first at this fight.
Mhm.
I take one fight at a time. I want to fight for the European title maybe mid next year. But
Okay.
yeah, certainly. Listen, I'm 25. I'm 11-0. I'm still young. I'm still very early in my career. There's no need to rush. But if I'm taking out these opponents and I'm beating them easily, then yeah, of course I'll be ready to step up and I'll face anyone that's put in front of me. I'm a fighter. Do you know what I mean? You can put King Kong in front of me. I'll fight him. But
Yeah.
that's why I've got a team to guide me to the top of the sport. Obviously, you're gonna have to take the step up fights, but they got to be at the right time. But
Sure.
yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm not somebody who looks at the division. I focus on myself.
Yeah.
I'm not in competition with anyone else but myself until they're in the ring with me.
Sure.
So, yeah, I mean, when the time's right, I'll be ready to fight any of the 154 pounders.
Yeah, man. And like I said, I tell anybody that listen, you have now. Granted, I know you're a technical boxer. We see it, but you have a casual, friendly style, man. Next time you talk to Eddie after this fight, tell him to get you over here with us and get you on one of these cards, man. I think, like I said, I'm always bringing up guys that I like, and you probably one of my favorite guys, especially that's on the rise prospect coming up. But man, we need to see you here in America, man. That if whenever that can happen, I know Eddie gonna make it happen eventually. But we need to see you over here, man. Because once guys get a load of you over here, man, I think it's gonna be hard for guys to not talk about you, man. So any
No, thank
talks
you. I
about
appreciate
US,
that.
any talks about maybe a possible US debut for you soon, or
Yeah, we there was talks about it happening this year. It was maybe for this next fight. We were going to fight in America, but we opted to fight again back in London. But definitely early next year, I'll definitely be out in the States. That's something that we've discussed with Eddie and with my team and management, and we want to go out to the States and start building my profile out there.
sure. And I mean, with you fighting in July, I mean, I would think that you still may get another one before the year is out. So that may be a possibility too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I plan on fighting in September, October,
Okay.
one more fight. So if Eddie's got a show out in America
Yeah.
around that time, I'll ask him. I'll be pushing my team to try and get me out to the States. Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so now we're gonna get into a little session I like to call a ring walk. These is a couple non-boxing related questions just to kind of, see where your head is at. So my first question is here. If money is no object, what kind of car would you have in your driveway?
uh, a Lamborghini truck.
Yeah, that Urus. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, that joint
yeah,
nice, man. I like that too. I like that too. All right. Have you ever had a job outside of boxing?
yeah. I used to be a plumber. My brother, he owns his own plumbing company, so
Okay.
I used to work for him. Um, I used to work in my amateur boxing coach's shop. He owns like a free shop. I used to work there. I used to work in a bar, behind the bar and doing the door,
Okay.
like bouncer. So yeah, I've had a couple jobs.
Oh no, that's dope. That's dope. All right, so whether during training or before you get ready to walk out your fight, what's some music and some artists that you listening to just to get you ready to go?
It's got to be Little Baby and Little Dirk at the moment. Anyway, Little Baby's probably the best rapper in the game. J Cole is unbelievable. Yeah, it'll be them three: J Cole, Little Baby, Little Dirk.
Okay, and I had to mute some guys, man, after one of your man, because listen, man. Let me tell you this: we here in America. Ain't nobody that look like me and you saying that Eminem is the top rapper. That's just not a thing here. Like, you know what I mean? Now I know maybe album sales wise, music wise, he probably one of the GOATs for sure. But you hard pressed to find a city guy that's gonna tell you like, yeah, I got Eminem in the top 5. But yeah, they was on my ass though. They was on my. I had to.
I grew up listening to Eminem and Biggie Smalls, and for me, you got a white 50 Cent in the game said it before. You got a white guy that does it better than like hip hop. Hip hop is black music, and you got a white guy that does it better than black people. And for me, I think around the late 90s, early 2000s, Eminem was the man. Like his music was unbelievable. But I think it was kind of the question that I put out there was, who is your favorite rapper? Do you know what I mean? It's not like speaking technically on awards or album sound. It's like, who do you prefer? Like, who do you listen to? And I got educated. Like, I've never listened to Nas. I went and listened to Nas, and now I know why he's one of the best rappers of all time. I listened to 2 of his albums off the back, and I was like, yeah, he's hard. You know what I mean? So, I had to put him in the top 5 just straight away. So,
definitely top.
It was one of them questions that who do you prefer? You know what I mean?
Hey, listen, I had to mute some guys. They was on my ass when I started.
I didn't think it was going to blow up like that. It got like 4,000 like replies. People still reply to it now. I'm like,
nah. So my next question, man. Now I mean, you know what's crazy too, man? Because I mean, I'm into fashion a lot, but I noticed that I know you're not British, but a lot of guys from I guess over there where you from across the pond, y'all into a lot of fashion, a lot of designer, man. That shit kind of, kind of surprised me when I really saw that, because you know it's a thing here. Like, you know what I mean? This is I mean, but what's a couple of your favorite designers, or maybe a couple pieces that you got in your closet that you like? You know what? If I can't figure out nothing to wear, I'm wearing this right here.
I think Valentino's. Have you heard of Valentino?
Yeah.
Valentino, Valentino shoes are my favorite shoes. I like Amiri. Yeah, what else? I think Valentino's are probably my favorite at the moment. I've been wearing a new designer thing called Daily Paper. I'm not sure it's only out. Some of their stuff's hard, so yeah, I've been rocking that. But yeah, Amiri. What else? Alexander McQueen's.
Yeah. You out with the Dior? Any Dior?
Yeah, Dior. You know, I was gonna get a new pair of Dior shoes, but they're very expensive. So
yeah, the B22s. I know what you're talking about. Them
no, definitely. Christian Dior's are unbelievable. So Versace. I kind of change my style up. I like one all different stuff. I go through certain phases where, right, okay, it's only Valentino's, and not maybe for a couple months, and then I'll change up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nah, for sure. Okay, so after a full training camp, full weigh-in, a fight, what is that one meal that you're like, hey, listen, as soon as I get back home, I'm going to get this to eat? What's that post-fight meal for you?
Ooh. Have you heard of Nando's?
Nando's?
Yeah.
Yeah, peri-peri chicken?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's my
Yeah, so Nando's is like, obviously it's healthy enough. It's just chicken and rice, basically.
Yeah.
That's my favorite food, right? Like chicken and rice. but
that's crazy.
That's what I eat straight after the weigh-in. And like I go home and people are like, why are you still eating Nando's? Like, it's clean. Why do you not go for something else? But I'd say like, I like everything. You know, I'd say probably like a Chinese or a pizza.
Okay, yeah.
I've got very sweet tooth, so I like donuts and chocolate and ice cream.
Yeah. Nah, man, that's crazy that you say that, because right outside of my job, it's a Nando's. I literally ate Nando's yesterday. Like, so it's
okay. Nando's my favorite restaurant.
Yeah. I work in DC. So I live in Maryland, USA, but I work in Washington DC. I work for the government.
I've been there twice to fight.
Okay. Oh no, that's dope. Yeah. So it's literally like right outside my job. It's a I literally ate Nando's yesterday. So
okay,
that's cool. My next question, man. Do you have any? No, first of all, do you have any unknown talents that we wouldn't know about?
No, unknown talents. Nah, I'm very sporty, so I'm good at like all sports. Very competitive. So anything that I try my hand at, I'm typically normally good at it. So like, yeah, I'm okay at playing football and stuff like that, like soccer, used to call it. So I'm very athletic, like in the gym. So I'm very strong for like lifting weights for my body weight and stuff like that.
For sure. So, question: are you single?
I'm single, yeah.
Okay. So, what are the top 3 qualities in a woman that's gonna keep you interested in her, or to keep her with you? What's your top 3 qualities that a woman has to have?
Ooh, it's got to be independent. It's got to be respectful and supportive,
For sure.
especially with the job that I'm in. I found that obviously I take myself away from Belfast to train for 10 weeks at a time, and that life's not for everyone. You know what I'm saying? So I got to have a woman that's around me that's supportive, that's independent and hardworking, and yeah, has a respect for herself.
For sure. So that led me to one more question. Now I'm thinking about it because I seen that you left Belfast. Let me know. I don't want to mess it up. But is your training camp in Bromley?
Yeah.
Okay. So and I noticed that because I saw something where you were kind of showing how you live and doing your training. And so usually at this level, fighters are like state of the art this and top of the world this. And it seemed like you kind of pack it in and go even smaller for your training camp. What's the importance of not just doing like the world class gym where the top guys are everywhere? What's the importance about keeping things small for your training camps?
Yeah, like I live in a pub above a pub.
I've seen that. Yeah.
It's not ideal. Sometimes it's noisy, but it keeps me humble. It reminds me where I come from. I've got the money to go and live in a nice house or
Yeah.
rent somewhere out that's nice for my training camps. But when I'm in training camp, it's strictly business. I'm not here to live a luxury lifestyle. I'm here
Sure.
to train and make sacrifices. So yeah, just like it reminds me where I come from. Just to always remember where I come from, and always to be humble and not let the fortune and fame of boxing change me as a person. I'm somebody that sees myself as a regular guy. I'm someone that has a job that's in the public eye, and that's not no fault of my own. Do you know what I mean? I didn't get into boxing to become a superstar or be famous or whatnot. I've gone boxing to become a world champion, and
Sure.
I don't want the fame. I don't think it ever would, but I don't want the fame to change me as a person. So I like to live in an environment that reminds me where I come from.
For sure. And the last thing is, what's something that you want not only the American boxing fan, but boxing fans all across the world? What's something that you want them to know about Caoimhin Agyarko?
That I'm going to be a world champion. I'm going to be the first Black Irish world champion in the 154 division. I'm a talented fighter that works extremely hard, and I deserve nothing less than to be a world champion. And when my time comes, I'll be grabbing that opportunity with both hands.
For sure, man. Hey, listen, man, champ, that's all I got for you, man. I appreciate you for joining A-Side Boxing Talk. I thank you. This has been a great interview, man. I appreciate it, man. Good luck on your fight next week.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you having me on.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.